Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Boy, it's Friday, as we say. Thank God it's Friday, and I'm happy it's Friday, and I hope you guys are having an incredible day today. Today is Friday, January 24th. You're watching Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things, Monday through Friday at noon, a little lunchtime fun. And whether you're watching it here during your lunch hour or you're taking time watching it a little later in the day, you can watch us on all 5 different social media outlets. You're watching us either now on the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page, on the Mo Carraro Facebook page. We are on LinkedIn. We are on YouTube. We are on Ocean's Pit Facebook page. And we're also on X, formerly Twitter. A lot of good things happening today. Every show we dedicate to the first responders, everybody that fighting in our military. Of course, all our veterans out there, but again, it's dedicated mostly time for you guys for taking your time and watch this show. Boy, it's when you get to Friday and we had an incredible week, and it's been kind of for the first time in 35 years that I can remember that I actually only working one day this week. Of course, we have the big day tomorrow. The big day, of course, our son Tony and Ange are getting married. So yesterday I took off because we had the rehearsal dinner, and that was just fantastic. Went to the church, went to the steps that you have to do and get all that stuff. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. We got a great 2 guests on today. My good friend Mark and his son Nick. They are the CEOs of a Bianco Profumo. Bianco Profumo. We're talking about fragrance here, baby, and Italian fragrance. Taking you back sort of to back in the 80s and the 90s type feel of it. And it's going to be good. They're here when we talk about their new fragrance. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be very cool. And then later on, right before the end of the hour, Mary and Richie from Seventh Heaven will be joining us live. They're on the Caribbean somewhere on the Royal Caribbean cruise line, which we're going to be on in March with them, but they're going to be on just checking in. So it's showtime. Let's go to work. Oh, yeah, it's one of those days, folks, and I hope you're having a good one. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. I'm excited about it. And like I'm starting to say before we started the show, one day this week, that's it. And I've not done that in like 35 years. So it's very interesting to me, and I'm excited. Tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg. That's an 8 o'clock hit with Jumpin' Jerry Jams. And man, it's, this is our second child that's getting married. It's an incredible feeling because, first of all, even though they're my stepkids, and I don't call them that, I call them my kids. And every wedding is a little different, obviously. Nina and Eric got married. It was a beautiful event, and we got Ange and Tony getting married tomorrow. So we had the rehearsal dinner, and then, of course, we did to the church, and I think they got like 15 people standing up on each side. So it's a big wedding. It's going to be cool, So Ange and her family are, Jack and Michelle are great, and the whole family they have, and it was just great being together and actually some downtime, and having some cocktails and having some food. So it was a lot of fun. So we're excited for the big wedding tomorrow night. But like I said, let's get right to our sponsor. If we didn't have sponsors, there would be no show, right? So let's get right to our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Norridge, Plains, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. Hey, guys, don't forget about servicing your snowblower at all the Chicagoland JRC Ace Hardware stores offering repair, tune-ups, and all makes and models. No appointment necessary. Can't get your snowblower to us? No problem. They'll round trip pickup and delivery. Red Hot Buy of the month of January, Ace Wild Bird Food, 40-pound bags for only $19.99. $18.99, excuse me. Make sure your car is winter ready with Peak Windshield Wash. 1 gallon size is now $1 off through January 1st. And cold weathers call for cold weather gear. They have a large selection of Carhartt gear, from hats, gloves, warm-up zippy hoodies, and to winter jackets. They have it all. That's our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy a local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Oh boy, I'm telling you. And interesting stuff tonight. So much stuff is going on. I'm just going. When I got this message yesterday, of course, Laura Ocean was my co-host yesterday on Thursdays. If you don't know the format, you're watching the show for the first time. Mondays, I go on solo. Tuesdays, it's me and Carol Brandolino doing Twisted Tuesday. Wednesdays, I have guests. Thursday, it's me and my wife, Laura. And Friday, we have guests. So, but I got one of these things someone just had to send me. You know how much I don't care for Florida? And everybody goes there because it's warm in January and February. Not so much. Pensacola, Florida, 8 to 9 inches of snow in Florida last week. They say for the first time in 50 years, Disneyland's getting snow. It's changing. The world is changing. I don't know. We're supposed to get, like, if they're talking about weather last year, I guess in 2024, for the most, to the whole winter, supposedly we had 22 inches of snow. They're saying for 25, we're supposed to get 42 inches. That's double the inches of snow that we had last year. But from what we're getting right now, we're getting them a little bit here and there, and then they're gone the next day. So I love snow. So for me, it is what it is. But man, I know people that are coming back from Florida. We can't take this. It's not warm. Usually in January, it's not really that warm anyway. But it's just interesting to see everything that's going on. And some stories that you guys keep sending me in. I really do appreciate all of them that are coming in. This one was horrible. Just ABC News. A 5-year-old girl attacked at home by her own dog. Her own dog attacked her. God, that's got to be horrible. Just with animals in general, they're wild. You don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, that's just, I hope she's okay. I didn't get too much of the whole story. Some of these things were just sent over to me right away. So we got also a couple things, folks. Coming up is Chicago Theater Week for all you people that like Broadway, on Broadway theater shows in the city of Chicago. They got big deals coming up February 6th to the 16th. You're able to get discounts on 100 different shows at the Chicago Theater. So you might want to take advantage of that, especially when times going. And we were just speaking of Florida. I've been to Disneyland. Usually all my friends went to Disneyland when they went like on spring break or summer vacation. Their parents took them to Disneyland. My Italian parents, you ain't going to Disneyland. We went to Chula Vista. We went to Lake Geneva. That's where we went for our big getaway. My parents didn't go away too much. They went to Italy every year, but, that was about it. So, but in Florida, you go to Disneyland and Mickey Mouse and all that stuff. So I was watching some commercial yesterday. Something came on and said, how many of those Mickey ears you think Disneyland and Disney World have sold since they've been open? I don't know how many families go there, and all the kids come. And usually you just get them for the kids, and then the parents are wearing them. I mean, it's got to be crazy. So the last time they took a poll was in 2015. 84 million Mickey's ears have been sold. 84 million. And since they've opened in 1955, 84 million. So there you go. But what does that cost? Probably was I don't know what they run now. Can you imagine compare when we were younger? If you went over there, it's a different story. But interesting stuff too. Couple stuff coming up here in Hollywood news. You guys remember the show Home Improvement? Tim Allen, right? The Tool Time. It was actually kind of cool. They're offering them. There's some of these TV show executives are offering Tim Allen and Richard Caron, the guys who were originally in the show for that Tool Time section, whatever, $1 billion to bring this show back on the air. 1 billion, B as in boy. So interesting. I would watch it again. I would watch it. I don't like too much of the new shows. I don't know if you guys follow a lot of the new shit. I really don't. I watch a lot of old shows, so none of that new stuff is very important to me. CBS anchor woman Nora O'Donnell says goodbye. If you're watching CBS, she's retiring or moving on, so she'll be. I think our last show is actually yesterday or the day before or something like that. But Nora O'Donnell leaving CBS. We'll talk about a lot of stuff because I know you guys keep talking about the president, and we'll talk about all that before the end of the hour, all that good stuff. In just a couple minutes, Mark and Nick, that's right, they've got Bianco Profumo, Chicago fragrance, Chicago Italian American style living, some like back in the 90s. So I looked at some of their promo of stuff of different kind of fragrances they have. So I'm going to ask about it. It's kind of cool, man. I love it when the father and the family takes charge of something like this, and it's going to be a lot of fun for fragrance. And who doesn't like fragrance? Men do, women do, everybody does it. So I'm excited. They're going to be joining us in just a few minutes. But let's get right to another sponsor, folks. You're talking about real estate, then you got to go to Mary Grievous. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. Mary Grievous at Berkshire Stark Hathaway Real Estate at mgrievousstarkre.com. Give her a call at 630-688-1725. She's available to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. Mary is the lady for you for all your real estate needs. Now, if you're talking about Mary Grievous also with the real estate, then you have to talk about Mary Grievous and the Chicago Music Cruise. You're talking about the Chicago Music Cruise. You missed the one in January. On that ship, there was about 7,000 people, and probably in our group might have been close to 400 to 500. And this one's going to top it, folks. This one's going to top it. We're talking about 8 days. 8 days on the water, baby. We're talking about spring break. We're talking about 8 hours on each port compared to the last one. We were only at 6 hours. So we got 2 additional hours on all the ports. We're talking about Fort Lauderdale. We're talking about Curacao. We're talking about Aruba. And we're talking about Coco Key, Bahamas. Royal Caribbean, Oasis of the Seas, March 22nd to March 30th. We got 58 days or 51 days? I don't know, but it's going to be fun on the ocean with Ocean, and plus all the other great entertainers. We got my good friend Wendy Thompson with her tribute to Britney Spears and Marilyn Monroe. We got Scott Childers from WGN. We got Frankie Boom Boom Hollywood Rodriguez spinning all your songs. Hillbilly Rockstars, the #1 country band in the city of Chicago. 1, 2, 3, Tree Jersey Girls, all 3 of them. My rock band Mojo's Jukebox. Let's not forget Tony Ocean and the main event band. It's going to be Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, yours truly, and Ron Starr. It's going to be great, folks. And let's not forget, of course, Seventh Heaven, the ringleaders themselves. And before the end of the hour, hopefully Mary and Richie will be on. They're supposed to be coming on the show, just giving us one from some other part of the Caribbean that they're on. So it's going to be interesting. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or give her a call at 630-688-1725 and tell Mary that, hey, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. All right, so, boy, what else can we talk about? You're talking about cruises, you're talking about booze, you're talking about food, and they have plenty of that stuff. I didn't realize, yesterday I was talking to the bartender at New Top Golf. I think it was in Addison or Itasca, what it was. And you get all these different people that come up to you, and they always offer. Usually they're ordering different types of drinks. And some has got to be easy, some got to be difficult. I go, what is the most annoying drink that someone, when they say, this is what I want, you like roll your eyes and you're going, shit. And I didn't realize, she goes, an espresso martini are the most annoying drinks for a bartender to make, an espresso martini. I guess it's all the stuff you have to do, and getting it all prepared, and then the salt and all that crap. So I guess that's what this was what she said, an espresso martini. So if you're ordering an espresso martini, take a good look at those bartenders' faces because they're not very happy when they have to make it for you. But in certain places in the city of Chicago, they're running about 22, 23. Right? Depends what kind of alcohol you put in. It can go anywhere between 18, 19 to 20, 24, $25 for one of these martinis. So enjoy it. It's going to be good. All right. We are here. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. We have two guests on. So before we bring them on, let's get right to one more sponsor, and that's Imperial X. What is Imperial X about? Imagine putting your money to work for you. Becoming your own bank, making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Coughlin will help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure a legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your own financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Calendly for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. It's called Imperial X. Becoming your own bank. Tell them Tony O sent you, folks. Everybody should jump on this. I wish I would have known kind of this stuff when I was younger. I probably did know, but I probably didn't pay attention because I really didn't care. My dad gave me not too much advice as a kid, but one thing he did tell me, save your money. And I did not listen to my father. Save your money. I don't care what you do, but save your money. And that's something I just didn't listen to. Should have, but hey, it is what it is. So we're going to keep working. All right, we're going to fix this up in just a second here, folks, and we're going to bring up our first guest today. Of course, I just love that you guys keep watching the show, and I do really appreciate it. We get about 15,000. We get about 1,000 to 1,500 listeners a day, and we're on Monday through Friday. So when you're on Monday through Friday and you're on every day at 12 o'clock at noon, it's nice to get some new people watching and some old people watching. So we appreciate it. All right. Without any further ado, let's get right to our guests, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We got Mark and Nicholas in the house.
Here we are.
How are you guys doing, everybody?
Good, Mo. How you doing?
Good. Where are you guys at? You at home? Are you on vacation, at work? What are you guys doing? Where are you at?
I wish. No, we're at home. We're working from home.
Yeah, we're working.
All right. So, there you go. Nicholas, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 37.
37. Okay, so let's get right. Mark, where were you born?
What year or where?
Where?
Oh, where? Chicago.
You were born in the city?
Yeah, I was born in the city, yeah.
City. Okay.
But I grew up in Melrose.
Okay, so your family's from Melrose. Did you have a big family growing up?
Yeah, we did. We were actually on Taylor Street first, and then when they started coming in with the university, they started buying up all the buildings. Everyone kind of just left the area then at that point, and we went to Melrose Park. Some other family went to different neighborhoods, but we went to Melrose.
And there you go. So that was very good. Big family growing up. And your nationality?
Italian. I'm Italian, 3/4 Italian, a little bit Irish.
Irish. So growing up like that what was it like on Taylor Street growing up as a kid?
I left there when I was three and a half. Okay. So I primarily just grew up in Melrose and hung out there, hung out River Grove a lot. I worked for my family growing up. So I started working for my family in River Grove when I was about 14. My family owns Gene and Jude's.
Okay.
Yeah.
That had to be incredible. But Mark, that'd be incredible though too. Growing up and getting the best hot dogs there are in the area, and the line that you would still get to, and people getting fights over no ketchup. I mean, it's amazing how that goes. So, how about you, Nick? Growing up, so where do you live, Nick? Where are you at?
Franklin Park. Our whole family's in Franklin Park now, basically. So I grew up here, so it's nice to be. I got to grow up just right outside the city, so I got to be in the city a lot and experience that whole lifestyle for the most part. So it's there's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun when we were kids. My parents would take us out everywhere to fests and bars, and can we say that on
I
live
think we
Facebook?
can-
You know,
I
that
think
you
so.
took us to
Bar as a kid, you gotta love that.
But,
Only an Italian
you know,
family or
so-
an Irish family would do that too. Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, we had a really fun childhood, and you know, there's a lot of fun, and that's what we kind of, you know, wanted to put into the brand.
Nick, how old were you when you took your first bite of your Gene and Jude hot dog? Do you remember?
I had to be at maybe 2 years old, 3 years
Probably.
old. It's got to be, you know, that
And you
young.
and you loved them ever since, right? So they're
I-
great.
Yeah, you
So
know,
besides,
I used to take my friends up there. We used to ride our bikes, and we would ride our bikes up there when we were 8 years old, and I'd go behind the counter and make everybody hot dogs.
yeah,
So-
those double, you still can't beat those double dogs.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so let's go from hot dogs, and all of a sudden now we're talking about fragrance. We're talking about
Yeah,
Bianco
right.
Profumo. If some people don't know what that is in Italian, Bianco is the color white, and Profumo is perfume, obviously. So first of all, why fragrance?
Well,
How did
we've
that
always
come
been
about?
interested in it. It's always kind of been in like a constant, you know, going out. We want to smell good. So my dad had always had a bunch of colognes growing up, so I would steal his until I could afford my own. And you know, it's just kind of always been there. And him and I were looking to do something, have a business together. And because we've actually worked together pretty much for the past 20 years at this
Right.
point.
Mhm.
But within the food industry, he does sales. I do graphic design and photography. So we've always had these kind of two sides of the same coin within the food industry, and we wanted to do something on our own, and kind of just stumbled into fragrance because it was so. We had a connection with it, and I had started designing just random mock-ups of different products, of stuff that we could do, and it really caught our eye. So we
Yep.
kind of went down the rabbit hole of who can do this for us and how can we get it started, and here we are.
Next thing you know, yeah, now we have a brand. Now we have
Well, you know what's
five
kind
that
of
we.
interesting? Mark, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you were
It's
saying.
okay. I was saying we have 5 that are developed, but we have 3 that are for sale right now, and the fourth one launching. I think April should be here.
Okay, so you got this brand now. Average, you go to these stores, these cologne stores, fragrance stores. There's got to
Yeah.
be, I don't know how many they have in certain
Right.
stores, right? Or whatever. Do you think a lot of people have different? I mean, Mark, when you were growing up, what was your thing? Look, you want to laugh, guys. Since I was a kid, Davidoff Cool Water is still what I use to this day.
Still,
Classic.
And
Yeah, it's a classic.
Right, it's classic and it works.
Yeah.
Everybody says, "Boy, you smell good. What are you wearing?" So, but
Right,
I'm
yeah.
talking about Mark when you were growing up. I mean, come on, you went out with Polo, whatever it was, right? What,
Yeah,
what
it
was
was-
the big one when you were growing up?
yeah, it was Polo or Pierre Cardin was big back then too. You know,
Yeah,
Paco
yeah,
Rabanne.
yeah.
Paco Rabanne then became the big one, yeah, and then
And you had,
Drakkar.
the men's only jacket or the Italian,
Exactly.
you went
the
out
members
there and
only.
you did your stuff.
But I
right?
never had
You did-
Cavariccis. I didn't wear Cavariccis. I didn't have those.
And the Cavariccis, especially when you went to the fest in Melrose Park. Hey, right? Oh, you're all there in the fest. Absolutely. Very cool. So, first of all, where the name come from? I like Bianco, which
So,
is cool. We know
yeah,
perfume. but
Bianco's our
Bianco, where did that
family's
come-
last name. That's
Oh,
my
okay.
my family. Yeah. So we figured to pay homage to my family, my Italian family, 'cause that's who I was with. I always grew up with. I was with them primarily most of my life. So we started with that. We figured to pay homage to that, and then obviously Profumo is fragrance in Italian. So it just was a nice flow to it.
It actually is a very cool name. Got a good ring to it.
Yep.
Do you guys speak Italian too?
I'm a little bit.
A little bit.
yeah.
I-
A little bit.
Not
Okay.
not me.
See,
I wish.
still
I gotta
speak-
learn.
I still speak to my mom every day in Italian because I have to
Well,
because
that's good. Yeah.
her
you keep
English
it
isn't
going.
that great. I looked at some of these great designs. I like the whole retro thing, which is very cool. I like this, what you said, Chicago Italian American brand, living, some like the 80s and the 90s. I like this stuff. Tell me a little bit about this Bianco remix.
Yeah, so the remix one is actually, it's inspired by like a CK1 kind of set. So, you know, it's light, it's summery. The design of the box is very Miami Vice. You know, it's got that total throwback 80s, 90s look.
Mhm.
And it was really, I really just wanted it to be kind of the embodiment of the type of fragrance that I go to all the time. I'm always wearing something light, fresh for the most part every day, unless we're going out, then, something a little bigger. But so it's the scent wise, it's inspired by like Calvin Klein, but thematically, I do a lot of remix work. So I remix a lot of like Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, Madonna. So a lot of those 80s, 90s artists, I'm working with their music all the time. And that's kind of where the energy and inspiration for that one comes from.
And the name, which makes a lot of sense like that.
Yeah.
Our good friend, you got a couple good friends watching. Kurt Savino, one of them, good friend of mine. Kurt's watching.
Yep.
You got to love Jerry Maselli. I use cherry leather, but there's one side effect. Women are always coming up to me and giving me their phone numbers. Whoa. All right. So tell me about cherry leather.
He's shot. He's something else.
I'll let you talk about cherry leather.
Wait, guys, he's going on the cruise with me. He's going to be on the cruise with us in March.
Nice.
So it's going to be
and
good.
cherry leather is my favorite. It's a little bit more darker and deeper, and it has that leather jacket smell, but it's sweetened up by the cherry. But it's not that syrupy cherry. It's a nice smooth cherry, and
like a woody cherry.
It's a very nice combination of the two fragrances. And for me, that's what I pretty much wear all the time, especially going out. And a friend of ours from New York, we sent him a bottle from the Try, and he said it reminded him of being in his uncle's Cadillac with the leather smell. Has that, or walking into a leather store like Wilson's Leathers, that
Wilson's Leather, yeah.
So
it's bigger, like I said,
more outgoing.
Yeah.
What I said about this whole thing, the whole retro thing, which is cool because it does bring people back to times when you can remember when things were a lot more fun and stuff like that. So it's interesting. Well, tell me this last one over here. You got this Bianco Neroli Pomodoro. Is that like tomato?
So that's there's a tomato leaf note in there. Tomato leaf, basil, blood orange, and neroli is it's an extract from the flower on the orange tree. So the whole product is kind of like the whole orange tree all in one product in a sense. And that's inspired by growing up with my grandparents' garden. I'd go out and we'd pick tomatoes and basil, and then I cook with them. So it's super fresh. It's summery. It won us awards with Forbes and Robb Report. So it's great. And it's actually not just that one, but all three of ours are created by the perfumers and approved by the perfumers that I see people mention Tom Ford here in the chat, and it's the Tom same Ford, people who make Tom Ford and who have approved Tom Ford are Rodrigo, who's one of our who's the VP of who we worked with. He put the final stamp of approval on everything, and he worked on Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino and a bunch of other huge brands. Right. So we've actually been really honored to work with these great people, being such a small company. And here we are.
Some big names there. Felice said he likes his Creed. He likes his Tom Ford, which is very cool. I mean, you got the things from Forbes, which is cool. And which is great. It's the whole family thing. How do you guys come up? Do you guys both sit down and go, let's come up with a new fragrance? How does this work?
Yeah, I mean, that's that's kind of how it went. It was, we sat down and thought about it. How do we ride the line of what's familiar to people and what's going to connect with people that they might already like, and how do we be different
and put our twist on it?
So we since we're fortunate enough to work with really, really talented people and they're experts, we kind of just came up with, I think we had 2 or 3 lists of just a bunch of notes and ideas that we had of what we wanted to potentially put together. And they really helped us sift through and helped us learn what actually works really good together.
Right.
And they came back to us with fantastic products. Like my dad said, we have 3 that are out now, the 4th one in March, and then we'll have the 5th one in August or September. So we were going in trying to just get 1 done, and we ended up with 5 that are that are good to go.
And it was great.
That are good. I mean, if the coal, I mean, if it's moving and it's hot, and you guys are saying, "Hey, this is great," and the more variety that you have, more people will like that kind of stuff. Let's go with Mark, the older generation. Mark saying, "How many men do you think wear cologne?"
Oh, a lot. I think a lot of people of our age, so to speak, and even older. I think I think most people do, especially when they're going out, because they look good, but then they want to smell it. It's like the whole package,
Yeah,
like Jerry
absolutely.
said. the girls come up to you, you know, they just throw
They
themselves.
want to give you your phone number, right? Exactly.
Exactly.
And let's go to the younger side, the new generation. Nick, do you see a lot of
Yeah.
your buddies all dressing up
It's not.
with the
Yeah,
cologne? They
you know
putting it
what's
out?
funny? What's funny is it seems like most of the people my age, or at least the guys, the women do, they don't wear cologne as much as the even younger generation. There's 14-year-olds to 18-year-olds. They're buying $300 bottles of cologne.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you know, it's interesting to see like this. It's kind of like a gap in a sense where, you know, your era, everybody, you know, they're wearing these big scents, they're going out having fun, and then people my age, it's, you know, they're into it, maybe not as hardcore, but then this younger generation, like the 14 to 25, and they're just like, they're going nuts, and they're dropping all
Yeah.
kinds of money. So, and I think it's nice that they're willing to spend $300 on a bottle, and ours are only $125. So, you know, we have a really good price point for these people.
And that is a good. You're right. And you go out there and you big certain colognes, like even mine. I think a big bottle is about $100. So you're thinking, but I think the more. So what do you say about those people and that if they have a certain kind, and then they buy the knockoff because they don't want
Yeah.
to spend the money on the actual one, and then if you get some of these knockoffs, I don't know how it is, but are they as good or as close? I mean, how does that work?
So some of them are close. Usually the way they're able to make it cheaper is they're using really cheap ingredients. So,
Okay.
you know, it might smell good up front, and then 2 hours later it might
It's gone.
disappear, or it smells really funky 2 hours later. Because, you know, most
Right.
people, when they buy it, they go off that first impression. You know, you're in a store, you're deciding in 5 minutes. You're not giving it 2 hours to really relax on your skin, see how it is. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to buy something expensive, you're better off maybe trying to find a sample size of it, or a travel size to, you know, to really experience it, instead of anything that's
And you
not.
have to be careful, right? Because some people might not. Oh, I love this smell. They spray it on. Next thing you know, sometimes you might get allergies or something from it. So you
Exactly,
got to
yeah,
be
yeah.
careful. The more
Yeah.
cheaper stuff that's in there, the worse it's going to be. So you got to be careful with that.
Right.
You've got. I know you mentioned like 4 stores that carry this stuff. I know we have one in the Geneva area, and you have one in the city of Chicago, the Meza Apothecary,
MERS Apothecary.
4760.
Yep.
On Lincoln Avenue, right? And what's the one in Geneva, Illinois? And why only those 2 places right now?
The other store in Geneva is called Odalisque. So it's a nice little shop. They got a lot of cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
And there's another store in Virginia that we're in called Ariel Shoshana. So we're working on all these retailers. You know, it's a grind. You know, you
Yeah.
just got to keep calling them, see when you can get in. And
Yeah. Too bad, Mark.
when-
Too bad
when they rotate.
Changes wasn't open anymore, right, Mark?
I know Changes was the best. Yeah, that was great.
Changes you
Or
would have had
Madigan's. I
right
would've
there,
tried to
right
get
on
in
the top
Madigan's.
counter there, right? You'd have them over there.
Exactly.
Let's say hello to some other great friends watching. A great Regina Karma, one of the greatest
Oh, hey,
singers in
Regina.
Chicago. Reg. I love Reg. My good buddy Mike Restivo is in the house. Stevie McVie. Mojo's, how you doing, buddy? All right,
Mike's
so
the best.
Mark and Nick is with us. So you obviously think that women wear more perfume than men do, obviously.
in my age group, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50, honestly. I think maybe I'm too close. Maybe I'm biased because I wear it every single day, and a lot of my friends
Yeah.
wear it every single day, you know. So I mean, and growing up, people wore it, the fragrance would get there before they did. You know, it was the stuff.
Oh
that they had
yeah,
so-
listen, I wear mine every day. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, and between my cologne and my cigar smoke, here he comes. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
can't
You know,
beat
you
it. It's a great
gotta-
combo.
Yeah. All right. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. My good friend Mark and Nick is here. Of course, we'll talk a little bit more of Bianco Profumo. But before we do that, we got to stop real fast and say the Ace Minute, because you know what's important it is. Ace Hardware. Today's weather is sponsored by the Ace Minute, brought to you by the JRC Hardware Stores. Today is Friday, the 24th of January. It's 2 degrees out there, folks. Feels like -8 degrees. It is a little sunny out there. It is cold. Humidity 80%. Wind chill 3 miles an hour. Air quality is good. 20% chance of snow. 9 p.m. at 10 o'clock this evening. That is your weather, sponsored by Ace Minute, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores, buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Thank you, Ace. Bianco Profumo. You got to love it. So 3 different styles. You're bringing them out there. You said about 125. Now, these are just for men or women or both?
No, they're unisex, so it's both.
Unisex, so it's both.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure we let people know that it's for both, so everybody can wear it. Cool. And you're coming up with 2 more, and you say by the end of the year you'll have probably 2 more on the market, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
is
the
there a
April,
is there
the
a
next one will
website?
be April.
April. Okay.
Yep.
Is there a website, or how do they get a hold of you if anybody wants to purchase some? Or do you obviously take mail orders too, right?
Well, it's all through.
It's all online.
All on through our website.
All online.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Right.
Yeah.
So how do they
so
how do they
everything-
get a hold of you guys?
All at biancoprofumo.com. Very straightforward.
You can't beat that, boy. I'm telling you that. Nice and simple and easy. I
and
like
easy.
it. I like what you guys are doing. The father and son thing is cool, but there's got to be times, and I know you guys are busy. Got a couple minutes left for you, but there's got to be times you bump heads. Hey, Dad, I don't know if this was going to be such a good idea. No, but wait a minute. Listen to your dad, because I'm older. I might know more. Has that come to that conversation yet?
We bump heads quite a bit, but we do have a pretty definitive definition of roles. So obviously Nick is the more creative one, and he does all the package design, and then he pretty much comes up with the scent notes, because he's very good with picking each note apart. I just know what I like in general, and then he could pick it apart and tell me why I like it. So I handle more of the sales, and then he does more of that. But there's times where it does conflict.
We
and
overlap. There's
yeah.
stuff that I don't understand that I try. I'm like, wait, I don't understand. Explain this to me differently. How am I
Yes,
going to
explain it
understand
to me.
this? I'm the
Explain to me in
artist,
the
so-
new generation. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
God, you got to like Mike Cariosa
Mike
in the house,
Cariosa.
man.
What's up,
Hardcore Italians in the house.
Yeah.
Mike and they do an incredible job. Carol Brandolino's in the house. Kathy, the general, is in the house. So is there anything next? Could there be something else, right? That's fragrance right now. Could there be
Just
something on
fragrance
the
right now.
bucket?
Just
What's the
fragrance.
bucket list, Mike?
We'll see. We might get into home fragrance, get some room diffusers, something
Some
along
candles.
those lines, and candles. Everybody likes candles, so we'll see where it takes us.
And maybe branch into either to the food side and do some branded food items, or even some gear T-shirts, maybe, or get into the fashion side, more fashion, elevate.
We did cocktails this weekend at
Yeah.
brunch. I created cocktails to go with each fragrance.
We
so-
did.
Okay, so there you go. Here's a little idea I might throw it at you guys. Look, cigar smokers in their car, when they get out, the car smells like shit. Maybe you guys can come up with something that can make the car not smell like
Gonna have to
shit.
do-
Yeah.
A little car spray, yeah.
exactly.
A little car spray or something. Keep it in your pocket.
Yeah.
My wife kills
Yeah.
me. She won't get in the caddy that way. Anyway, I love it, guys. Bianco Profumo, you got to try it out. And best thing about it, it's supporting local establishments. It's mom and pa right here, but this is father and son. Same thing. Real quick, what is the future of Gene and Jude's hot dogs there, Mark? Is it on the market for? I hear rumors people want to buy it. Is it sold?
No, that rumor has been going around, I think, since I was 2 years old. It's unbelievable. And it's
See what I
crazy.
mean? Oh, the father doesn't want it no more. The kids don't want it no more. So give us a little thing. Just keep it. Are we going to get the great hot dogs
always.
still?
Always, yeah.
It's never
still-
going anywhere.
It's not, yeah. My cousin will. There's no way. And if anyone's going to get it next, it'll be me. It'll come down to me.
There you go. And then you'll be selling
There you
cologne
go.
in the back, right next to get the
We'll
hot
come up with
dogs.
a cologne that smells.
And a question I got to ask. Yeah, I got to ask another question. How often does that parking lot
It
flood?
hasn't. It hasn't.
How many times
in a
a year
while?
is
Yeah,
that?
it hasn't in a while.
It's we've been
In a
pretty
while, yeah.
fortunate. So it hasn't been. It kills me when it does happen and people say, "Oh, that's now they'll clean the place." I mean, it gets cleaned every night. I don't understand why people say those things, but
Yeah. You get those people, once they see success, they got to go ahead and they have to nitpick, and they're always, because if they had that success, that would never happen. I do remember you had and there was lines all the time, leaving the Thirsty Whale, and there's a line. I mean, for the hot dogs, or some people be going to Cock Robin right down there. You get their shake or their burger right there. I mean, it's just, God, when you think about it, what's the business like now, Mark, compared to back in the day?
It's busy. The business is still very good. But internally, you don't have the same flavor and character from the worker standpoint like when we were there. But the business is still very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think it's just legendary at this point, and people just continue to go there, and it just keeps growing. So it's been very good.
And if you message the Instagram, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Nick Hamill's yeah.
Okay, and there you go. And it's something good. And the question everybody's asking, why? Where did it start? No ketchup.
Well, my uncle started in 1946 at Polk and Western, and down there they never had it. It's just always was just no ketchup. And when he came out to River Grove, it's just been the same. It came out to River Grove in 52, and they just continued with that. It was just those ingredients: mustard, relish, onion.
It's just a rule.
Peppers. Yeah,
it is what it is. No arguing. Never changing.
And how do you get that rubber? How do you get that rubber thing? I mean, it's just like that crunch. You don't get anywhere. I mean, Coney Island, okay, Nathan's, you get something like that.
That's a secret that can't be shared.
That's Gene and Jude's, man. And
that's the secret.
You can't be shared, or someone would have to die. Someone would have to die if they know the secret. All right, guys. So anyway, pick up Gene and Jude's, and don't forget, guys. Let's not forget Bianco Perfumo fragrance. Support Nick, and which is cool, and his father Mark. It's like I said, father and son company. It's important. Another making the Italians proud, like you guys are doing too, which is fantastic. And you guys keep doing what you're doing, guys. We really appreciate it. Bianco Perfumo. Try it out. Check it out, and you guys will definitely enjoy it. It definitely will. Thank you guys very much. You have an incredible weekend, and we'll see each other soon. Okay, guys?
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. You got it, man. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, guys. All right, boy, isn't that cool? And like I'm always telling people, buy local, shop local. That's Nick and his son supporting the Italian community, doing something that's original. These different great colognes, and they're unisex. So guys can wear them, men can wear them, women can wear them. You play that, you can wear them. So whatever it is, it's a good thing. Enjoy it, support it. It's a lot of fun. And a couple more minutes. We got some of the guys from 7. I think we got maybe Mary, Richie. I don't know who's watching, but they're going to be coming on shortly in a couple minutes from a cruise ship somewhere in the Caribbean. And we're going to talk about the Chicago Music Cruise. We're talking about what they're going on right now. It is very cool. But before we bring them on, we got to go to Jack Vena Landscaping, folks, for all your landscaping needs. Talking about another company that's mom and pa, and that's what it's about. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring control. They offer plant design service, installation, gutter cleanup, servicing the North Shore for 44 years. That's Jack Vena Landscaping, 847-432-5266. And then let's get to my good buddy, Louis Pipes, some airtight windows. If you're looking for new windows and you want it done right, do it right with Airtight. For honesty, quality, dependability, do it right with Airtight. Service in Chicagoland for over 35 years. Do it right with Airtight. 708-788-5000. That's Airtight Windows. Tell Louis Tony O sent you. They will take care of all your windows and siding needs. All right. Without any further ado, let's go to the ship. If they're there, I think they're there. Let me see who we got online here. What do we got? We got somebody watching. Who's there? I see Jeff. Hello, guys. Hello. Somebody. Hello. There's Mary. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay. I think it's delayed. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can see Jeff. I think I can see Mark. I think I see his shoulder. Mary, I see her ear. So good. There you guys are. How are we all doing, everybody?
The other screen is frozen. We can't see who's on.
Okay. Well, I see you guys. Well, I can see you guys right now. That's only 2 that I see. What's going on over there?
Oh, it's crazy. So we were supposed to be at Coco Key today because of the weather, We're not stopping there. So everybody's on the ship, and there's so much going on, and every place you try to find a quiet spot, and there just isn't. So we're sitting at the back of the Dueling Pianos bar in the back. It's the only quiet spot we could find.
Marion, okay, now guys, what ship are you on?
We're on the Icon.
You're on the Icon, Royal Caribbean
Correct.
Icon, and you left how many more days until you come home?
So we're flying back. We're done tomorrow.
Tomorrow's your last day.
Last
So
whole night, yeah.
what have you guys been doing? How has been the weather? How's been the stops besides this one today? How about the week?
So weather's been fine. It's been a little cold the last couple of days. We started out at 80 degrees?
Yeah.
You know, we went down to mid 70s, and I don't even know what today is. What's today?
Cold.
60s today. So Florida, I guess, has got some inclement weather.
Okay.
You know.
All right, that's
so
good.
64 right now in where we're at.
Windy.
And
Yeah, but it's
Mary, how
windy.
many people on this particular cruise ship?
Oh, the Icon holds what?
Yeah.
6,000,
6,700.
6,700 people.
67. Now,
2350 staff.
Yeah, plus 23.
Jeff, did you get the courage to get up and sing karaoke yet? That was the
No,
question.
you're going to go with me in March.
I will, because listen, I'm going to be solo on this trip, so I'm going to hang. We have to hang. All right, we'll have to sing it. Okay, I'm waiting for you guys. I seen
Daddy.
Hey, my son Adam, how you doing, buddy?
Father, I miss you. I love you. Mom's been
I
asking,
miss you
and
too,
I
man.
thought you were gonna
I
be
miss
home,
you
and
too,
I
my
said,
son. God bless you. God bless you.
I'm singing Cats in the Cradle, my man. That's what I'm doing.
You got it, brother. You got it. You guys having a good time out there?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. It's we're in the middle of the ocean and it's freezing at home.
Yeah, but Adam, you've been on so many of these. Do you get sick of these? You've been on so many since you've been with the band. Do you get sick of
No,
these?
I remember
Enjoying
the first time I went on, I was actually not. Rich asked me to go on before I accepted the gig as the singer, and I remember thinking to myself, "Can I swim back to Naperville?" And but you know what? It's I didn't grow up having like the vacations and all this stuff. So for me, seeing this stuff still, even after so many of them, I'm still in awe. I still find myself stopping and going, "Dude, look where we are. What do we do? All we do is play music, you know?"
But you guys keep it fresh too, which is kind of cool. You guys keep it fresh all the time, which is cool. And your audience is so supportive. And you got a great crew with you guys. And it just makes things, you always look like you guys are having a great time. And that's very, very cool, right?
It is, yeah. I mean, you know what this is. It's the, you get to make people happy. If you can take them out of their moment for just a little while,
Yeah.
you've done your job. And by the way, I have to tell you, as creepy as it sounds, is when you were on the boat with us, I went to my room and I saw that you were in whatever the seafood restaurant. You guys did a makeshift show.
Okay.
Whatever, what, Hooked? Is that what they played?
Yeah. No.
Like put on a rando show on the boat. Do you remember this or
Oh,
no?
we just, you mean to tell me when we were on the ship?
Yes. Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
played.
yes.
Like some,
Right.
I was in my room, like watching it on like FaceTime Live, and like screaming like a fangirl. I don't know how the hell you do it, dude.
Mason
Mason
jar.
Mason jar.
Mason jar.
Mason jar.
Yeah.
There you go. That was very cool. Hey, and that's a great club. You know, we're excited to go on the next one coming up, March 22nd to March 30th. We'll be on the Oasis with you guys coming up in for less than 50 days. So the weather's been good out there, Adam. You're having fun. A lot of with the guys you get along. You ever get any tension between all you guys? I mean, you got 5 great energy there, 5 different great. There's got to be sometimes you got to tell somebody, hey, go fuck yourself every now and then. I mean, right?
Hang on,
Or am I
hang on.
crazy?
I'm going to translate this to Mark Kennitz because I want you to see Mark's expression when I ask him this question.
All right, go ahead, please.
What he said was, is there any tension sometimes between any of the members of the band?
No, never, man. It's always good.
Lollipops and rainbows.
Oh, yeah, always rainbows and cupcakes, man. For sure. It does get a little dicey sometimes, man. A little spicy.
Yeah, but you know what? That's good though. It's got to be. If it was that easy, it wouldn't be any fun, right? If it was all yes sir or whatever, right? So you need a little whatchamacallit. The creative juices are flowing.
Yeah. Oh, it gets juicy for sure.
Yeah, and Mark, you got to have all that tension for you singing that rap stuff, which is very cool, by the way, what you do. To have all that energy when you do while you're playing, you need a little of that. You need a little of that aggravation inside to let that shit out. So I think it's important, right?
For sure. Yeah, it's
Absolutely,
good to get it out,
brother.
man. You can't hold it inside. You know what I'm saying? So, for sure.
I
You
said
got to
it
let it
1,000
out.
times. Mark
You got it. Well,
out of everybody always just shows up 100% every time.
do you guys all sit together? Do you guys all sit together and make a set before you do the show, or is it already before you get there?
I think I could speak for Mark. I don't know what the first song is usually.
Yeah,
Okay.
the improvised set list. Yeah, it's pretty much for sure.
So you look at so you guys look at the audience like, okay, let's try this set instead of this set because of the audience. Is that how you can kind of judge it?
Rich nowadays will. When I joined the band, I remember Rich asked me to make a set. And that always gave me like crazy anxiety because in my old band, it was way different. So it's like,
Right.
And then, so Rich will usually write a set, but then it depends. If we can see the audience is not there and we need to get them back, that's when, you know, this gig, you jump to whatever you think's going to win, get them in, and then navigate the night, you know?
And then navigate the night. I'm going to ask you two questions, one for Mark and one for Adam. Mark, you look down at the set list and you say, oh my God, this song is coming up. I hate it, but you have to do it. Is there one of those songs when you look down on your list, you guys say, man, I don't want to do it, but you have to because the fans want to hear it?
For sure. Oh yeah. I usually, if it's a song I don't like to play, I'll just do a lot of, a lot of performance to make it more fun for me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hip swivels, a lot of arm flailing, That's how I kind of counteract for songs I don't like to play. I kind of like get into my own zone and make it fun for myself. You know what I'm saying?
For yourself, so you can at least until the song is over. How about you, Adam? You look down to the set list and go, man, damn, we got to do this song tonight.
Just like that's the entire show, man.
You mean for an hour and a half? You know what? I agree with Marcus. I think it's there's always going to be, and I think if you're, a massive band, if you're Neil Diamond, you may be sick of singing Sweet Caroline,
Right.
but it's not about you.
Yeah.
This is a selfless act. This is about the people in the audience and their time. So it is. You have to perform.
You can usually tell if you're not having a good time at shows, So you got to try to really genuinely have fun, You can't fake it, You got to really find out what moves you and stick to it, lead into it,
Agreed.
Well, and there was like artists that go out there was surprised. Remember when Bowie went out on tour and Bowie said, I'm not going to do any hits on this tour. Or Creedence Clearwater Revival said, we're not going to do any of our hits on this particular tour. I remember Bowie doing that. I think that's really unfair, right? To the fan that's bought your record or bought your CD or bought your T-shirt or bought your tickets, $300, $400 tickets to the shows, seats.
Did they tell them in advance? That's always the question.
Yeah,
if they knew in advance what they were getting,
for sure.
then
Good
sure.
point. Good
But-
point. Good point.
If I showed up to a show and I'm like, why are they not playing? Why didn't the Beatles play Hey Jude? It would seem really weird. Also, if the Beatles got back together, that'd be really
If I went to a Bulls
Right,
game
right,
and Michael
right.
Jordan wasn't playing, I'd be like, dude, what's going on?
You'd be upset. Right. Exactly.
golf.
Yeah. So, Adam, let me ask you something real fast. I know you guys you're busy, and I got a couple minutes left before the show's over. But you see all these acts that are out there. Let's talk about major acts, and it's not the original lead singer. You have a problem with that?
You know what? I can speak specifically. We opened for Foreigner.
Okay.
And I remember being in the audience watching from like the side stage, and there was not one original person on the stage. Not one.
Well, Kelly's was with them for almost 25 years, right? With them for a
but
long
he
time after Lou Gramm left.
smoked
Right.
It was unreal. He probably sang it, I hate saying it, better than Lou Gramm could have today. And he nailed it. He was great.
And he nailed it.
But again, it's like Arnell, those guys.
Yeah.
It depends on the band and who's fronting it, really, kind of, Like Linkin Park, they got a female singer that kind of doesn't fit at all,
Yeah.
Alice in
Both
Chains,
moves
another
look
one.
weird.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, Alice in Chains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense, and there's bands out there. There's a band called Sweet. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sweet. Fox on the Run, Ballroom Blitz. There's one actually in England. There's one that plays the United States, and they've never been in the band. You can lease the name of the band, and you can tour with this name, and no one ever been in the band. It's really weird. That's weird how that can happen.
Huh.
Whatever pays the bills, right? You have the brands making money.
Whatever
Keep it
pays
going.
the bills. Well, you know what, guys? Thank you for your time, Mark. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, Mary, guys, on the Royal Caribbean, guys. The Icon. We're talking about, speaking of the Icon ship, how about the Icon group? We're talking about Seventh Heaven in the house.
Oh,
One of the best.
That's
And
right.
we'll be joining you boys March 22nd to March 30th at the Oasis of the Seas. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. Guys,
Can't wait,
have a
man.
safe trip home. Enjoy, and God bless you, man. Be cool.
Good. Thank you, Tony. Honor, man.
Hey, you got it, guys. Thank you so much. That's the boys from Seventh Heaven right there, Mary and Jeff. How cool. Double bonus tonight, folks. We had Nick and Adam from Bianco Perfumo, and then we have Mary and Jeff that work for Seventh Heaven. And of course, you have the guys from Seventh Heaven, Mark, which you don't get to talk to too often, and Adam Blair, of course, the lead singer. It was a special treat. I want to thank our friends from Armando Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Thank you, my good buddy Danny Mazzi. Also, Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs. Go to CrashChampions.com. There you go. ... Boyd. Yeah, that was a great band too. Kathy Splatro, I hope you're doing well. Mason Jar. Kathy, I'm sorry you loss of your friend. You posted something on social media, the loss of your friend. Paulina, it was great having Herbie on yesterday. Had a lot of fun. There's Double T, Ryan. Guys, a couple of shows coming up. There's Regina. Next Wednesday, the 29th, will be at Rosario's in Roselle with Double T Tony Toto. Next Thursday, Postatanos in Oak Brook with Jerry Jams and return of Lisa P from Florida. And more shows coming up, folks. February 1st will be a Bellagio with the Main Event Band. That's going to be in Roselle. On the 14th, Oceans Rat Pack hits 115 Bourbon Street in Marionette Park. That's Ocean's Rat Pack Dinner Show. On the 9th of February, we'll be at the Tap House Grill. That's going to be in Lamont for the homeless concert. And we're going to get all the donations of clothes that we can give for the homeless. And we're collecting them all at that particular night at the Tap House on the 9th of February. Yours truly, Double T Tony Toto, Ron Starr, John Vincent, Nixa Hodges, Lulu Sylvester, Stephanie Lemon-Brigner, all donating their time so we can do this for the homeless. On the 22nd of February, we'll be at Pier 290 in Lake Geneva with Oceans Rat Pack. 15th of February, we'll be at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy with the Main Event Band. And the 27th, back at the Speakeasy again, but this time it'll be for the Oceans Rat Pack show, dinner show on a Thursday, oshows.com. And April 8th, the Main Event Band will be performing, opening for the legendary Engelbert Humperdinck. You can't beat it. It's going to be cool. That's oshows.com. Tonight, Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg with Jerry Jams. I'm off tomorrow. Our son, Tony and Ange, are getting married tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then Sunday, we got football, baby. We got football. The Washington Commanders go against the Philadelphia Eagles. My money's on the Eagles, if I have to take them. And then we go, of course, to the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills, and I'm putting everything on Bo. Of course, this game is going to be different, even though Buffalo beat Kansas City in the regular season game. But this time, two things are against the Buffalo Bills. The referees were paid off, probably. And number one, they're in Kansas City. So I'm hoping, that's just my opinion. Don't kill the messenger. But it is what it is. It's birthday time for February 24th. Bill Bixby, Courtship of Eddie's father. Some of you guys might remember that. Incredible Hulk. You remember that for sure. Caitlin Clark, 23 years old today. The great Benny Hill. Benny Hill turns 101 years old. Colin Clive played Dr. Frankenstein in the original Universal Monster movie. Lincoln Riley, Rest in peace. God bless and happy birthday. Carlo Joseph, if your dad out there, man, happy 92 to your father up in heaven, Carlo, if you're watching. Linda Belair from The Exorcist. Gary Oldham, great actor, 63 years old. DeForest Kelly, Bones on Star Trek, celebrating the birthday today. Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, 84 years old today. Diane Lane turned 60 years old. John Gianardo and Barb, his lovely wife Barb, turning 80 years old today. Barb, happy birthday. My good buddy from Florida, the great entertainer Frank Pisani, celebrating a birthday today. And we got more to talk. We got so much stuff that we didn't get a chance to talk about, but we will talk about Monday when we are back. I want to thank our guest folks. Of course, we want to thank Mark and Nick from Bianco Porfumo, and of course, Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs. They're winners on both sides. Get the fragrance, get the dog. There's still, you can't lose. And then, of course, I want to thank Mary from NTD Vacations in Seventh Heaven, Jeff Hunt from Seventh Heaven, Mark, the bass player from Seventh Heaven, and Adam, the vocalist, of course, of Seventh Heaven from the Icon of the Seas. They were here live on the ship, which will be joining them March 22nd to March 30th. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com and join in the fun. Put in Tony Ocean, or better yet, like I said, call my friend Mary at NTD Vacation, 630-688-1725. It is time for us to go, folks. Regina, thank you guys. You guys are the best. And I love you guys for watching, everybody. We do appreciate it. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment, be kind to one another. Life is pretty tough right now. People are going through a lot of changes. Some people like the changes, some people don't. But let's give the new regime a chance to make things a little bit better here in life. And again, congratulations and early congratulations to our son, Tony, and the lovely Angela Raimondi and her family, the Raimondi family joining us with us. Congratulations to two young kids, good kids, and we're going to have a great time at that wedding. And I have a Saturday off, so it's 2 for the price of 1, which is cool. Guys, have an incredible weekend. And as Ringo Starr says, peace and love. We need it more in this world than we can ever. Peace and love. And Nick Sahajas, take us out, everybody. God bless you.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from town.
Bye-bye, everybody. Peace and love. God bless.